coming up next Wednesday, the 1st of October, I've got my third session of my new online learning series called Postcards from Somewhere. And we are visiting Kew Gardens and the Waterlily Conservatory there, which is called the Princess of Wales Conservatory. It was such a beautiful, magnificent building, and the water lilies just blew my mind. I have not seen in my lifetime water lilies with enormous lily pads like these ones that were maybe a metre across, and they were hot pink underneath on the underside of the water lily. So the upcoming session is based on this spread in my sketchbook from that trip that I did last year in 2024, where I visited Kew Gardens, and later I painted just direct with no drawing the water lily down here, little study of the lily pads, and then some other drawings from the day. We're going to focus on water lilies for this one, not the other drawings, not the other cactus that I've got on that spread. And I'm working a little bit bigger. Even though I called the series Postcards from Somewhere, that's more of a theme that we're visiting all different places across the world. So when I'm thinking about what am I going to paint, I'm looking through my photos, I'm picking places I've been that I loved, but I'm also looking at what the learning might be in relation to that place. Is it about composition? Is it colour? For me, for this one, it's a lot about colour and intensity, and I know people often say that I paint with really rich, strong colour, and so that's partly what we're doing, as well as we've got quite a pastel, soft water lily here as well. Sorry, the sunlight's doing something funny for me at this late time of the day. And we are going to also work direct if you're game. In the back end of the course, though, there is a drawing that you can refer to if you want to draw your water lily on, and I've got some little markings here that are placed reminders for me of where I'm placing that. I'm going to paint that direct with no drawing. I'm going to show you how I would tackle that in the session, and I'd love you to paint direct, but if you're not confident to do that, that's no problem at all to draw it up. So I've used just what I would call a quarter sheet. I think this measurement is 26 by 36 or 28 by 38. So it's a quarter of a full sheet of watercolour paper. You could work any size though. You can see here my sketchbook is 20 by 20. You could work on something small like that. We're just going to do basically this proportion, and we're popping, so that we're experiencing all different colours, we're popping this purple and yellow water lily over this side, and each of these is a different style of painting, which is partly why I've picked them as well. In my weekly class at the moment, we've been working on painting direct and using our brush strokes to really describe the shapes of the petal rather than drawing the shape of the flower or each petal and then filling it like we do sometimes. So this is just some examples of what we've been working through. Some silhouettes just in black and white tonal studies. They help just to look at the shapes, take away the colour. So this is our work so far. This week we were working on waratahs, and today we actually had a visit out to the waratah farm at Calga, and these were the works that we've done there today. Out in the sunshine while we pollinated the blooms as well, helping the owner get the pollination done because the bees here in Australia are a little bit light on thanks to a virus. But this gives you an idea. So all of these were painted direct, no drawing, working on the brush stroke, seeing it as what you leave out is just as important as what you put in. So the highlights and the whites sometimes describe shapes of the petals. So hopefully I will inspire you to give it a go painting direct. If you haven't joined me yet on one of these sessions, you can paint live, you can paint along with me, or you can watch the recording, you can watch live and ask questions and paint later, or you can just watch the recording later and paint. So we've had a little mix of what each person's choosing to do, and that's totally up to you. It's totally fine whichever way you decide to go. But if you're interested at all in learning about intense colour, working on florals, painting direct, this is a great session for you. Even if you're not necessarily a floral painter or wanting to be a floral painter, there's always great learnings in sessions like these. So to book for this one, you go to my website, www.cherylbrucecreative.com/online learning, and you'll see a little pop-up there where you can find all of the information. The sessions are $40 Australian and they go for about 3 hours. And you have the recording for a year or more accessible for you to paint as many times as you would like or refer back to. But I hope to see you there if you're interested to join me.